All right, hey everybody, welcome to the Coach Peggy Real Time Show. So excited. I know we keep saying this over and over that you guys have your inner beast, but I can't let go of it. We have Aquaman in the house, we have Captain America in the house, and of course we have Wonder Woman. How are you guys doing?
Good,
Doing okay?
really
Okay.
good.
First thing I want to say though, that actually is going to lead into a conversation that Walt and I had this week behind the scenes is that if you guys are looking at this show to come right at you with cookie cutter diet or cookie cutter exercise program or tell you how to figure out your damn brain or your past, your present, or your future, not the girl for you. Is that what I said, Walt?
Pretty much it.
Actually, Walt said he was mad at me. Let's do share that.
I did. I was mad. I thought we're 4 weeks into this. What the hell have we done? Well, I thought, where's all this time that we're supposed to be getting with you? And I sat and I stewed in it for a few minutes, and I almost texted her and said, we need to chat. But then I had another aha about that, and I realized, wait. She's not telling us what to do. She's telling us to figure out what we're doing wrong and how to fix ourselves. Quit looking for someone to fix you because they're not going to fix you. Only you can fix you. So then I called her and said, I was going to cuss you out, but then I just wanted to praise you instead because I kind of figured it out. So, yeah, all the tools that you're giving us are what's working. And then after that, after I kind of put that together, it's been clickety click down the track I'm on the AHA Express. So
Oh, I like that, the Aha Express. Yeah, I love that. That's why I kind of wanted to start tonight by just saying that's the main thing. And I don't mind you guys being mad at me at all. I remember when we first met where I said there are going to be days that you're going to love to hate me and hate to love me, and that's really fine. And then, remember Christine, we whipped this out one of the first times, and there are lots of emotions, and whether it's angry like Walt was talking about or whatever, those emotions always have some answers. So whether you had a good week this week or not, ahas, whatever,
yeah,
I'm not going to give you the answers. I will always give you the tools and strategies, and I'm steering you because I mean I know where we're headed. I'm like, come on. I think I told you it's like being in the Olympics and we're all in a like a relay race, and I have that baton behind you guys, and just before you get there, I'm like, psych. And so thank you for really for sharing because that's really amazing because you could have
well,
got pissed off and said I'm out.
I felt like we came to you and we opened up and we told you, hey, we're broken. And it's like, I told you I'm broken, so fix me. But you can't fix me, is what the real big discovery is. And once you do that, you're giving us all the tools to do it. So I love it. I'm in a whole different place, and it's been just an unbelievable week.
No, one more thing that I want to say before we go on is just recognize that it's everybody's journey is completely different. Whether it's today, is the aha train is just zooming by Walt's house or he's driving it. Maybe Amy is just like, Jesus Christ, I'm not buying a ticket. That's like, I am not ready for this shit. It really doesn't. I mean, it matters, but it in a way, it doesn't. You have to respect that it's unique and that you do catch up. But I want you to stay on the wellness wagon because it's easier to stay on just a little bit and hang off than it is to fall off and be miles down the road, run and catch up and try to get on. It just really is. Just tell me like one big aha if you could come up with it. Amy, what are your Wonder Woman, Superwoman, Amazing Woman, Beautiful Woman?
I would say the biggest one that I came up with was, I was wanting to exercise, but I'm not really an exercise person. I don't really like to sweat.
That's,
Um,
that's true.
so, you had us go through our closets and drawers and things like that. So as I was going through that, I found my Wii. I bought it for my birthday like about 4 years ago. And it was hooked up to a TV that I was borrowing because, when I moved back up here, I had nothing. And the people that loaned me the television wanted it back. So I disconnected everything, put it away. And when I finally bought another TV, then, I just set the TV up and kind of forgot about the Wii.
So for anybody listening, they're like, what the hell's the Wii? That was the good old let's exercise with TV thing back a few years ago. So your aha was kind of like, hey, I know I should and I kind of want to a little bit, but the motivation hasn't come in the mail yet to Amy's house. Is that what we're kind of saying? When Christine, kick us off here, and we'll go through everything from last week, but what was your big one?
My big one was I had a rotten day on Tuesday. My stress level was out of control. I just thought, I can't do this anymore. I can't do COVID. I can't do daycare. I can't do middle school, high school, grammar school. I just don't want to do any of it anymore. Wow. And my thought was, short of curing COVID myself, I can't fix this. So kind of like Walt, it finally occurred to me that you have already given us the tools. I need to figure out a way to handle my stress. What did I do in the past that worked for me for stress was exercise. So, and you assigned us that. A couple of the ones you assigned, I just thought, oh man, I need a pillow. I will go to sleep. No, I'm not doing that.
Walt, tell me what your big aha is, and we're gonna.
You want the big aha? The big one is I took my 168 chart and saw where I had 8 hours left over from that first week. And like I said, when we were asked in week 1, way back when, where do you waste your most time doing? And my answer was nothing. So I'm like, what can I be doing with those 8 hours?
Right.
So what am I missing in life that I'm not getting when I look at where my time is spent? And my answer is anything joyous. I'm just not doing anything that even attempts to be joyous or bring me joy or happiness or sweetness. So
and that's the next step, is really identifying what that is. I mean, I was asked years ago, what do you do for fun? And I'm like, that's not, I use other F words, like fun. What is fun? I mean, seriously, I had a hard time defining what true fun meant. Did fun mean with friends? Did fun mean exercise? Did fun mean work? And so it's kind of like with you, now you're going to have to really figure out, what does joy mean? What is sweetness of life? So you should by now, even if you're embedding 1, 2, 3, 4 small baby habits, can you tell me if you're any closer, if you had a circumference measurement goal or losing weight? And you don't have to share the numbers, but are you heading in the right direction? Christine?
Yes.
Yes.
I did both. I lost weight and I've lost inches.
All right, so Amy, your right brain, you happen to be, yeah, I knew it. Your right brain. I knew you were. You're like, no. You're 75% right brain, 25% left. You know why I know? When everybody else is talking, your eyes go off to your right side. Because that's where you're processing, you're putting them all in a little tiny creative little thing, right? The left brain people, what's that? Or you're not paying attention, or you're watching TV. What the hell is it?
TV's behind me. It's not on. Do you see that?
That's the TV.
I know. So so you're not looking, I'm just verifying, you're not looking at an orb or a hot guy walking by. Like, what are you looking at on your right side? Anything? Could I possibly be right?
Okay. When I look to my right, it's actually looking down my kitchen. I look over to my left when I see, my cat's laying over there, and I get really angry when he starts getting the claws out. So I don't know if I should get up and reach for the vinegar water or but
Amy always takes us down another road. If you guys have noticed, we'll ask her a question and she will take us down a birthday cake for her cat road. You gotta love her. You never know where we're gonna go. So you're looking off into your kitchen when we're chatting.
Yeah, because that's to my right. I mean, it's all dark down there, and
I was just trying to see if you were processing something, is what I was trying to figure out.
Well, maybe. I mean, I don't know. I guess I get kind of nervous because, my back door is right there, and I'm thinking, even though it's locked, I just have dark back there.
They don't want to mess with you when I'm around, girl. They don't want you need to put on your inner beast, girl. Stand up, biatch. I'm like, what? Don't come in here and mess with me.
I just,
Okay, what about you, Christine? Where's a bigger puncture?
This week it was my stress,
Okay.
but that was at the beginning of the week. I think I sort of have figured out something, at least that works for me, with the exercise. It kind of burns
Oh,
off
so
some
we
of the.
talked about your bad puncture. What was your good one? Sorry, we flipped to the other side. What was one that's done better?
Oh, probably. Yeah, exercise is done better.
Okay, exercise, sorry, and then stress got worse. Okay, and then purpose dipped down because you do what you love to do. And okay, all right, fantastic. Let's stop sharing that wheel. And again, everybody will share their wheel specifically in a couple of weeks to see what those improvements are because they are making improvements. Did that help you guys at all to see the wheel like that? To break down different areas of your life and not feel like, oh, it's so bad, everything's so bad?
Yeah.
Little
Yeah.
bit. Yeah, it does help. I was telling a bunch of people this week that I've been working with, words matter. Words really, really matter. And people use words like, oh, I'm so stressed. Oh my God, I'm so busy. It's like, really? And if you break it down and break it down and you look at all areas of your life, what lane are you really stressed in? Or who are you really mad at? No one likes me. No one's calling everybody. Really? So words matter. So watch what you're saying to yourself and how you guys are, you're really feeling and stuff like that. That's really important right now. All right, let's refresh on the 168 hours. Okay, so if nobody has watched any episode up till now, you have a lot to do. Good binging. The 168 hours has the intent of the following: to break down every area of your life, no matter what it is, whether you have children, other relationship, it doesn't matter. Grocery shopping, taking a bath, it's all broken down. And to try to really get you to figure out where do you spend those minutes. Walt led into tonight saying that, I said 8 to 10 hours when we first met and I remember specifically, I said, well, what, you stare? Like, what do you do? And you're like, yeah, I do nothing. And I get it. You weren't feeling that well in your mental muscle, right? Like, All right. The 168. Are you guys shifting anything? So let's pretend our TV boyfriend up in the house. Amy was spending a fair amount of time with her white noise boyfriend or her radio boyfriend. Have you decreased? Did you shift your time? And if so, where are you shifting it?
I'm trying to get out of the house more often.
Yes.
And it's so this past week, one night I went to the dollar store and I just kind of like blew off 30 minutes doing that. And then one night I went to the laundromat, and so doing that kind of stuff gets me out of the house. I'm not watching TV. I will listen to the radio in the car, only because either I'm driving or I don't sit inside the laundromat. I'll sit in my car. So I still listen to the radio, but I'm not sitting at home watching TV.
Okay, that's good. Walt, what about you? Your biggest shift? If you could tell us, your kind of 8 to 10 hours of staring and doing, where did you shift it?
More towards self-care, because that was low spoke.
What are you doing, Walt? Are you sitting in a bubble bath? What are you doing?
Not a bubble bath, but it's nice because people haven't seen the sheet on the show yet, but there's 12, 15 different lines of ways to occupy your time. So I looked at the first week that we did it and saw the leftover time and saw where things weren't being applied into the right area that I'd like to have them applied to. So I started doing that. More things for me, more time for, designated quiet time or meditation or quiet time with a purpose.
If you're comfortable, let's share what the biggest discovery was you had this week.
It was important for me to understand how I got here. I'm understanding why, but I also need to understand how. How did I let this happen? And how much I was living non-present. And that's something that I don't normally do. I mean, that was Stephanie's favorite word, was being present. So I tried to understand it. I thought if Stephanie was here and if she was helping me through this instead of Coach Peggy, she would say, okay, go figure out what you did during this time to end up where you are. So I went back and got all my credit card receipts.
He did this before I even assigned it. Like, this is months ahead. You guys are doing, seriously, like, go ahead. Go ahead.
I knew I was drinking a lot, and that's where the extra weight came back. And I found out that, not counting purchases that I made for my bar when I had other people come over, just my stuff that I was drinking between September 4th and December 28th, I purchased 53 bottles of liquor. 14 of one kind, 11 of another, 9 of one, 7 of one, and 12 of one. So then I thought, oh my God, this is exactly why I'm here and why I'm so much heavier now. So I added up the calories. I looked up all the nutritional information for this. Those 53 bottles of liquor are 230,000 calories. 230,000 calories is 65.7 pounds, 3,500 calories per pound.
Yep.
And this is all nothing that changed in my body except sugar, and it all piled on. So 65.7 pounds, I weigh 71 more pounds than I did when I started this in September, and that's why I'm here. I've given back half of the 120 pounds I lost.
That's right. And you drank the calories.
And I just drank them, and it's so different now, and I can't believe I'm gonna say this, but I'm gonna say it. I used to be like firm fat, but now I'm just floppy fat because it's all just sugar that piled into places that it shouldn't have piled. So that's why my doctor kept me in a certain place a little longer than she has before I get aggressive to go back, because I have to compensate for some things there. But I'm
challenging you. If you have not figured this out, I would like you to go back and calculate a dollar amount to that. Did you already do that?
I can calculate it exactly. I didn't do that, but I can.
Because even if you consider an average, like say a bottle of Jack, let's just say 20-ish bucks times 53. I mean, that's a lot of food or bills we could be paying right meow.
Yeah, that's the other thing I'm pretty bitter about. Well, I know it's at least $15.90 because I don't drink anything cheap. So 53 times 30 is $15.90. So yeah, I could use that $1,500 right now.
You could use that $1,500 right now. Absolutely. I shared. Go ahead, honey. Go ahead.
I sat in anger about this. I'm just angry with myself. And a big part of anybody's healing and getting healthy with your mind, your body, and your spirit is forgiveness. Mm-hmm. You have to forgive yourself for what you did. Did I know better? Yes, absolutely. Is there an excuse? Not really. I did it. I forgive myself.
You did know, or so you thought, but you didn't know. Because when you went back, I drank some more and I put on some weight, but, and I'm not eating. Okay, well, it's got to be coming from some calories and you're not moving that much. But now you know. And the only reason that we can figure out what to do is to go back and figure out what we did, whether it's a habit or the action we took, which was drinking the alcohol and the money spent and the decisions we made, and make sure we don't do it again. And so now you are even armed with more information. I mean, now if you make that conscious decision again, you have to stand up and go, I chose to drink 53 bottles of alcohol, and I've chosen to consume 250,000 calories, and now it's 67 pounds. But now you know. So that's, pretty freaking ass cool. What do you think, Amy? Wasn't that pretty? I mean, that's pretty amazing, right? Right? But you can give it away. You can donate it, whatever, at this point in time if you haven't used it. Same thing, Amy, when we went into the closets, where I said I want you guys to do a closet audit this week. The reason I do that, and then go around the room, and I said drawers, take a peek at accessories. I really we led through this, navigated this week. What did you learn with that, Walt? Anything? I know you were gone this week, so I don't know where you are on that.
Well, number one, I'm pretty light on accessories, but
you don't like those beads, the way they look with your black shirt? You're not a bead wearer?
So I, again, had a little different.
What's that, Amy?
I said, Mardi Gras coming up. You need those beads.
That's right.
So I replaced all my clothes in August. So I'm very limited because I was losing so much weight. I lost 127 pounds.
Wow.
So I bought 10 new boxers and 10 pairs of shorts and 10 t-shirts and a couple of new dress shirts and one pair of pants. That's all I have. So there's really nothing for me to go through because I was on the track to keep losing. So I'll be doing that again when I get back on that track.
Okay, good. Okay, hold that thought. This is so good. I love my life, which is so much better than saying FML. So you guys posted pre and post pictures. We're going to get those out in the community. I'm not going to put them if you have your bras or your thongs showing, Walt.
Yeah, because my thongs are often laying around.
Yeah, for the first time ever, he put them in his drawers. The point is what, Christine? What is the point of doing something like that in your bedroom?
What, decluttering?
Yeah, and just doing kind of a little bit of an audit or just scanning through there.
The point would, I think a lot of people have saved like their clothes from their favorite jeans from high school, and then they find them and they still keep them because you probably still fit in yours. But I mean, like,
I haven't tried them on for a few years.
Yeah, when I went through, I actually was guilty of that last year, and I just went through. I had like 3 contractor bags of clothes that I donated. I was just like, wow.
And I'm seasonal too, just like Christine. My one closet has summer clothes in it. The other one has winter clothes in it.
Yeah.
The winter clothes right now are in my bedroom because that's where I sleep. That's where I run after I get out of the shower and put on my winter clothes. Summertime in May, everything will be switched, and
Can I do a retake on cast, please? The cast is not behaving and following. They already have a few of these assignments mastered. Can we please back up and find a different cast? You guys are
Fire
amazing.
them.
But you get, I mean, you totally get where we are. Like, so I get the seasons. You guys are in the seasons. Walt doesn't have the drastic seasons, but you've downgraded, between not only the types of seasons, but how many years, right? Oh, I've had that for, I usually use a 2-year mark. Sizes, we talked about that this week. So my rule usually is if someone were losing weight, and honestly, the ones I've worked with that are gaining weight, I want you to stay in a 2 size chunk as we go along. What? Well, think about it. If we ain't ever getting up to 194 again, why are you keeping pants for 194? All that does here is go, well, I'm going to get back there again. Oh, no, you're not. No, you're not. If I have an 80-pound girl and I can get her to 100, those size zeros are out of here. Well, no, I really like the... No, we're not getting below 100 again. That's why I want you guys to stay, because it forces you to stay in that, just like a hell no weight. A hell no weight is when you set that, say for instance it's 200, and you get there, that's now your hell no weight, meaning I'll never go above it again, ever. And as you lose weight and you creep up towards it, you course correct and go, what the fuck's going on? Something's going on, and it's your hell no weight. When you want to lose more, right, say you want to get to 150, your hell no weight comes down with you. It doesn't still stay 200. It doesn't still stay size 24. Boom, boom. So I want this lesson to be for you guys that your windows have to narrow, because otherwise it gives us too much freedom to do whatever with diet, exercise, body, mindset. Make sense?
Yeah.
I said in this show, pretend to trust me even if you don't pretend to. And if you haven't up to now, you're going to start to regret it. Is it too late? No. When you guys do these paper all things wellness logs, which let's just do a refresher. You guys know by now you can do your weight, your sleep hours, your exercise, your water, your food, your macronutrients, the time of day you eat, your wellness grade. It's all on a piece of paper. MyFitnessPal's not going to track all that and allow you to do what? Lay them side by side by side and scan across and look and go, ooh, I was a jackass on Thursday. Oh, look, I ate candy. Ooh, who's in the house? Who's in the house on some of the logs I might be looking at who said they had no energy and they were kind of feeling blah, blah, blah. Miss, look up to the right. Hey, trust me, I gave up sugar a couple weeks ago. It freaking changed my life. If you'd have said I'm a sugar methaholic, I've been a sugar methaholic my whole life. And I finally have figured out what the hell it is like to be off it. When I looked at Amy's logs, you guys, and this is what's important, she did them this week. Whether she did every single piece of her food or not, there were a couple of common threads. Sugar, sugar, sugar. What I love about her, what was her portion size? The big old LOTS. The big old lots. It wasn't a cup, it wasn't a bag, it was lots. And what I want to say to her that she also did that helped me so much when I was analyzing those, and I want you guys to go back and really look at them this week, and I want you to do circles. I want you to take your pen and find common threads and look at those. That's why you're doing hand logs. We have to do them forever? No. For first week of the month? Maybe. But I want you to look, oh, ate sugar or a bunch of carbs. Oh, weight went up. Oh, sleep went down. Oh, I was a jackass. Oh, look at that day. I ate pretty well. I ate 4 times a day, 5 times. I'm not used to that. Had a bunch of salad, some solid protein. Oh, look, I got better. I got better. It is a story. It is a story because movement and your nutrition and your sleep, all that shit is your story. If you don't change it, I can't change it for you. Because guess what? You're going to run out of excuses so goddamn fast because you have the information. Once you have the information, all it is this. I don't want to. I don't want to. I want to eat a can of green beans, said Superwoman a couple of weeks ago. Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman, Superwoman. I call you both. I don't know why. Finalize a couple more things I think that were really important I want to capitalize on is the exercise thing. There are 3 types of people, I believe, when it comes to, you can look at food, you can look at exercise, anything. They're either habitual, they're either emotional, or they're usually passionate. Can you be a little bit of all? Yes. Habitual eater, tick, tick, ma, 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 same old thing. Habitual exerciser, oh, the treadmill, oh, the treadmill. You know, they will get stuck on the same things. Emotional is like, oh, I ate well, oh, I didn't, oh my God. They'll work out and they'll go, I'm going for a walk, I'm going to do a marathon, oh, screw that, I got a hula hoop. And you can't, you're like, oh, what the hell is going on there? Passionate is very passionate. Passionate with their food, the colors, the taste, thinking about their meals 2 days in advance. How do I know that happens? I must live with somebody that's like that. What do you want to eat next Friday? Are you fucking kidding me? I don't know what I want to eat next minute. So think about that of yourselves. Am I habitual? Am I emotional? Or am I passionate? Because it will affect your exercise as well. That's why I gave you 3 videos, intentional videos. Because maybe you're one that wants to do that'll get you motivated to do this. What do you think you are, Christine? Do you think you're more habitual, emotional, or passionate?
With exercise?
Or just in general? If you look at it, there's usually kind of a common thread. What do you think?
I think I'm more habitual. I am about eating. It's just easier for me. This is my breakfast.
Right.
I usually always have this at lunch. But when I did the exercise thing, I thought 2 of them were just kind of, I'm on the treadmill, even though they weren't on a treadmill. But the first one it's how it popped up on my page was the Spanish music. I just wanted clackers, you know.
What did you learn? What did you learn you might do this week? Go get more. Go down that lane.
Clackers.
Get more clackers. But go down that lane. You might be someone, there are people that love the instructors. They'll do anything for that same instructor. There are people that love the genre of music and they'll do anything for that. There are people who love 10-minute videos and they don't give a shit who teaches it or what they do. They're stuck on the time.
Yeah.
Walt, do you think you're emotional?
Probably passionate.
Passionate. So if we can get you passionate is kind of where I'm headed about some sort of movement. If you're passionate about food, that's where we would want to steer you for exercise. What is the? That would mean something like Walt is passionate, I'm making it up, passionate about badminton. shuffleboard, dots. What's that?
I said it goes with my thumb.
Goes
The thong.
putting his thong on while he plays.
Badminton.
Oh, this is so good. It's so good. Even if you don't want to sweat, Amy, here's a tip for you. I worked with a really competitive, very collegiate competitive swimmer. And I've told this story a million times, but she had always practiced in the water. She'd always been a swimmer. She'd never come to land to do all of her cardio. This was about 15 years ago. And I said, no, we're going to cross train and you're going to go over on it was the stair stepper, the good old, she's like, okay. Yeah. It was about 11 minutes into it and I could just see her face. And if she could have spoke, and I said, talk to me, what's going, because she had the cardio. She'd never sweat on land with exercise. You can't feel it in the water. Heart rate up. She didn't like to sweat. Do you know what I did with her before we did cardio on land? I made her go in and take a shower. Because her hair was up, it was wet, and she was already, because a lot of people want to break over that threshold once they're wet. Then they're like, okay, I broke over it. I would challenge you to go wet your hair, wet your face, hop in the shower. I swear it will probably change. Okay. If not, tell me next week that it didn't, and the bitch will come up with something else. Okay. All right, this week, let's talk about what we're doing this week. Okay, first of all, you guys, I want just start to know that we're going to start going back a little bit to figure out where we are right now. What does that mean? We're going to go into 4 lanes of your life. We're going to go back about 15 years old and younger. We're going to go and talk about your family history and habits with wellness. We're going to talk about exercise, nutrition, mindset, and social environment. That means who you were hanging out with, who you were listening to, how your family ate, how they moved, all of that stuff. Lots will come up. Some stuff you carried because you wanted to, a lot of shit you carried and you don't need to, and we get rid of it or rewire it. So that's where we're headed this week. And what are your thoughts, Christine? All the way up to now, what are your thoughts as we end up with today's episode?
On this whole,
just how are you doing with the journey, or how?
I'm doing well. Tuesday I thought this is too much with my work, too much with this program,
Everything.
too much.
Yep.
But then once I kind of got a grasp on things, came back down to the real world.
Absolutely.
I really do have the time. I have the motivation.
That's amazing.
And I also accept that there are going to be days like Tuesday where, I kid you not, that last kid went out the door, boom, shut the door, did not make dinner, went upstairs and just laid on the bed. Just laid on the bed like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So there are going to be days like that. I don't care how well rounded my wheel is. There are going to be days where it's going to be like, here, let me help you get your kid out. Douche. Or no, you can get your own dinner.
I don't know why he's asleep. I didn't do anything. I know it's been a few days, but
Yeah. So I think what I thought is that this was going to make the stress all go away. And now I realize that one, it's tools to work on the stress, and the smarts to acknowledge that there are going to be days that you're just going to lose control of the stress, and you just kind of have to ride that wave.
And to jump on top of that little wagon you're on is, once you embed some of these habits that you guys are learning right now that seem so all-consuming and confusing, and what's the point? Just trust that I'm navigating you for a reason. And once they embed, and this mental muscle isn't doing all these squats trying to embed it, and it becomes more natural, then it won't be so cumbersome. What you will be doing is going, man, I need to course correct because Jesus. Amy will be going, I need to go to the laundromat. Right? And yeah, it will be easier in that sense. It doesn't mean that the whole thing becomes easier. You'll be taking on more and more things, but you'll have be armed with some tools. Amy, what is your thought up until this point? Are you baby stepping? Are you, what are you doing? Are you crawling? Are you walking? Or are you running? Where do you think you are right now?
Oh, I'm definitely crawling.
Do you see?
I would say crawling. It seems like once this started with you, a lot of things changed. I mean, I started a job. It's something totally different than what I'm used to. Doing approvals and stuff for, incontinence and things like that, and making sure that they're going to get paid because I want to be paid.
Right, right.
Um,
You have
and
lots
then
of changes, and it's winter, seasonal affect disorder. I mean,
yeah,
it's a tough
and
time of year.
I was sick and trying to change eating habits and coming into where I didn't have any money at all, and trying to fill my cabinets up with good stuff to eat. It'll take some time, but
Absolutely. And baby, you didn't quit.
no,
You wanted to, but you didn't. Because
yeah,
I always say, put your ass in the chair. All I want is a warm seat. What do I mean by that? Just show up. And you keep showing up. And you keep participating. And you keep getting on the community. You guys, and I'll explain all that in a second, but you keep trying and moving forward. And everybody has a lot of shit on their plate. But girl, you have a lot of stuff that hit you at once. This Mom ain't gonna give you more than you can handle. I hate that mantra. Whatever. Jesus, universe isn't going to give you more than you handle. So there's some days when you're going to go, hey, dude, bud, did you get the memo? I mean, because that's enough. It's just, I'm really proud of you. Just keep crawling. You will stand up for a walk, and you will. Just keep showing up. Warm butt in the seat. Okay. Mr. Walt, what are some thoughts before we tie up tonight?
Well, we're roughly halfway through, I guess.
In there.
I really think it was a huge epiphany for me to understand what your role isn't. That was huge for me. And I think all of us have been at some point since this process started, like, what the fuck? What am I doing? Let's just quit this. What's the harm if I stop?
Right.
But I can't now. I can't. I'm definitely walking and looking forward to running. I think I turned a huge corner. I know I have, just because sleep is so much better and I'm just calmer. And I'm like Christine, I know everybody's going to have those days.
Mm-hmm.
So I had one today just coming home. And the other thing I forgot to tell you, I was mad at you when I got on the plane the other day when I left town.
Awesome.
Well, I'm drinking like 14 glasses of water a day. Do not do that before you get on a 3-hour flight.
You were a pisser. You were a pisser. You're pissing your pants the whole flight. Yeah,
It was awful. I had to get up
you
twice.
start pounding it at the end, buddy.
I figured that out. I did better today. But anyway, life isn't easy at all.
Nope.
It's just hard. And you need people like you. I need people like you that can show me what's wrong or what I'm missing and let me figure it out, or help me figure it out.
Yeah.
I came into this hoping someone would fix me. I didn't think it would be me.
So far of everything that we've done, like this moment right now is, you guys know that I do this if you don't know this by now, go read something that I've said, but I look for the whites in the eyes. What do I mean by that? Is when someone leans forward and they go, oh, and it goes, wow, and it's their aha that's why I've been doing this for decades. Doesn't matter if it's a month from now or 10 years from now, where they go, what? And it isn't because I did it. It's because something in them, something resonated where they're like, you could be driving, whatever. But the fact that you guys are all recognizing that you are in charge and you are making the decisions is also, conversely, on the other side, you're the ones who are stopping you from doing it. So up till this point, you can't do this. The 3 fingers are right back at you. Blame yourself. Most often, even if we have some sort of health disease or diagnosis, there are some that we can't, I'm not even going to say that we deserve. Most often, they're modifiable lifestyle changes where we can improve and have a better quality of life. What I love that you guys are saying is you're figuring out it is all your own journey, all your own pace, all your own ahas, and it doesn't have to happen right now. But the key that is keeping your ass in these seats and in this show is that you went public. I swear to God, and you're accountable to all of, to me, to each other, to your super fans. That's why this was all strategically laid out this way. If we were working one-on-one, do you know how long it would take us to get about to this spot? I'm not kidding. To get to the level of aha that you guys are having might be about 9 months, because of the level of like, yeah, it was a rough week. I don't give a shit if it was a rough week or not. You're still like this. You can see how this situation moves you forward a little bit faster. So amen to you guys for being accountable and to be public. And amen, brothers and sisters. I'm going to tie up the show. We hope you're playing along at home. I know you guys are changing lives and you're changing yourself. So thank you so much for doing this. And we'll see you next week.
Thank
Bye.
you, Peggy.
Hey, I'm Coach Peggy Wilms, and if you are interested in being a cast member on season 2 or would love to nominate somebody, go to www.peggywilms.com. You can also find information there to work with me or also to be a part of the Coach Peggy real-time groups. We're going to have groups. Then what does that mean? It just means that you don't have to go transparent in public in real time, but we're going to treat you exactly the same in large group virtual settings. So go over and find out more about that. Also, hop on to Coach Peggy Real-Time Community on Facebook, because we are interacting with you and we want to hear your stories, and you are going to want to be part of the family. So we will